Hola guys, how are you? Ogranit here, and I am excited that we are on our final episode of season 1. Guys, this is the season that, of course, the first season. It's very special because why not? It's the first time we did our podcast, and I am so honored by the kind of support you guys have been sharing online, and the comments that have been coming up. Subscribers on YouTube are really growing. I can see you guys really want season 2 to come up, because I mentioned that on my TikTok that season 2 will only come once we hit 1,000 subscribers, and I can see you guys are already taking us to 965, so meaning we only have 35 remaining. Hopefully by the time this goes out, that will be sorted and out. Like, give us tupatie kazi, guys, tupatie kazi. So we have to keep the promise. So if the day we hit 1,000 is the day episode 1 of season 2 is released. So, and season 2 has a lot of exciting things, topics, and everything in between. So yeah, look forward to it, and I'm so happy. So episode 10 is here with us, and I wanted us to have just a chill and comfortable conversation. That's why we're gonna have a Q&A, because there are very many questions that people have been sending over time, not only this period only, but I put together 10 questions that have been coming up frequently, and basically questions about me, about Ogfra, about the podcast, and about everything in between. So episode 10, this episode is gonna be about Q&A and questions that a lot of people have been asking around yarn design, about Ogfra needs, about Miss Osapir, about everything in between. So we are going to do that. Let's do this. I'm your host, Karen Ruth Osapir, a crocheter, designer, entrepreneur, and the founder of Ogfra Needs. This podcast is where we unravel the beauty, the chaos, the creativity, and the business of yarn. Whether you need crochet or just love handmade things, this space is for you. Even if you want to learn also, this space is for you. We do not lock out anyone. As long as you're stitch curious, you're most welcome. So the first question is, who is Karen Osapir beyond Ogfra Needs? How would you describe yourself in 3 words? Okay. How I describe myself in 3 words is ambitious. 3 words: ambitious, social, and happy. Can that be my 3 words? Because I'm a dreamer. I'd definitely go for dreamer and ambitious. What else? What else? Can I say go-getter? Go-getter and ambitious are almost the same. Can I say, let me see. Social? Can I use social as a word? Yeah. But definitely ambitious and a dreamer is something that is very evident. Ambitious, I'd say, because I really go for what I want. Like, I don't think too much about stuff. I just do it, and I'll do it and fail, and then start asking myself, what did I do wrong, and figure it out and do it again. Yeah, that's why I think ambitious is a very perfect word to describe me. The dreamer part is perfect because I have seen over time things that I've always wanted to achieve, in terms of even speak to people. I tell my friends in campus I want to do A, B, C, and D. And with time, you find that I'm achieving those things. So I'm a dreamer, and I usually don't limit myself in terms of what I dream and what I want to, eventually achieve in my life and about myself. So I think those are very key words. The third word, we can play around with a lot of words, but I think, can I say teacher or nurturer? Because I really love teaching people. I really love adding value and knowledge into people in whatever way, whether it's with the conversations, whether it's like anytime randomly we are having a conversation with people, you'll find me starting to talk about something that would pour into them. Even when I'm doing TikTok lives, it's usually very what can I say? It's usually very random, but very not random again, because this girl loves to, impart knowledge. So I think those 3 words are perfect for that. Who is Karen beyond Ogfranitz? Karen is a social butterfly. Like if you put me in a room with strangers, I'll be the first one to say, hi, my name is Karen. What's your name? Nice to meet you. And I'll be the one to, keep the conversation going. I'm definitely a social butterfly. And outside Ogfranitz, I'm a calm person. Calm, quiet person. Quiet is not the word. Like, I just love my space. I'm the kind of person who I'd rather sit in the house and crochet the whole day and watch a movie rather than just going out for the sake of going out. I don't like going out for the sake of going out. If you see me out, trust you me, I have planned that for a very long time. For example, if you see me out on a date with a friend or out on a certain event, trust you me, I've planned it. I put it in my calendar and it's something I intentionally looked forward to. Yeah, so yeah, I'm quite homebody. I really like staying indoors. I really like just chilling. I don't like going out in the sun, especially in the sun. I don't like it. Maybe I'll go more often once my Ford comes, but I don't like going out. Like even just going out to buy stuff, I don't like it. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I like sitting indoors and just chilling and enjoying my space and enjoying my time. Yeah, so Karen is a homebody, and then I also like dressing up at home. That's something that I've realized about myself. Like I literally dress up to crochet. Yeah, I dress up to crochet. Like I wake up in the morning, do what I need to do if there are chores to be done, get my morning coffee, shower, get ready, dress up, and sit in front of the TV and crochet. Yeah, so I'm the kind of person who doesn't have nguo Sundays at church. I always wear my clothes. No matter how extravagant they are, I wear them every day. So yeah, that's Karen beyond Okra. And another thing about Karen, I indulge a lot of conversations. Like personally, even if you send me a message that is kind of like weird, I will indulge you. Like I'll just be like, let's see where this goes. Like I love conversing, and I love realizing who people are through how they communicate with me. And usually I'm not the type to be like, hey, why are you telling me this? I'm like, kinda, let's talk. What's popping? What's happening? Yeah. So I'm very social, and I usually enjoy conversing with people. And yeah. So number 2, how did your journey with crochet and knitting begin, and what made you fall in love with it? My journey with crochet and knitting started when I was a very young girl in roughly class 4 because I was roughly maybe 8 years old. And this came to be because around me, my mom knows how to knit and crochet. I think most of my aunties do, but I didn't live with my aunties, so my mom was always there. But my mom was a high school teacher. I'm saying was because she's retired right now. She's no longer a high school teacher. She used to knit and crochet, but she was a high school teacher, so she didn't have that much time to do so. So what she'd do is ensure the nannies and the house helps knew how to crochet. If they didn't, she would show them how to do so, and then she would tip them, like after they make her the vitambaza meza na vitambaza viti. So even if my mom was not around, I would see my nannies knit and crochet, so it automatically became part of me. So I didn't need to sit down and be taught and shown that this is how you do it. I just watched over time, and then once I was given a crochet hook and a ball of yarn, I was able to crochet a swatch. And yeah, that's how I discovered knitting and crochet. It was always around me growing up, so it's something that came in just naturally. And how did I fall in love with it? I think I fell in love with it because it was something that was, calming and also special, because I remember when I was in high school, in the school that I was at, we were told that we can carry red jumpers, red hoodies, red leg warmers, red everything. And when I was, I went home for holidays, I made my leg warmers, like I crocheted my leg warmers, and it was very exciting. I was excited to go back to school and wear them, but then I transferred school, so I couldn't wear them because the color was different from the other school, and the other school was stricter. They didn't allow, hoodies and stuff like that. So yeah, that was it. But I really like the fact that I was able to make stuff for my friends. Like when a birthday was coming up, I tell mommy, so and so has a birthday, can you please buy me yarn? She would buy me yarn, I'd make the gift, and then I would ask my mom, hi, so and so, I finished the scarf, so can you give me money to post it or to email it, to like mail it to go to wherever they are? And my mom would really indulge me. I think her support really helped me grow eventually later, because she would really do her best to help me make my friends smile. Yeah, so I remember, if you're that friend who I sent, those friends who I sent for stuff in Kisumu, I remember you very well. Most of these friends, all of them are married, by the way. They are actually guys. Yeah, all of them are actually married right now. Yeah, so I don't know, but I really liked making my friends stuff. So yeah, and then that's just how the love grew and blossomed, and eventually here we are. Let's see. Next question is, what inspired the birth of Ogfra Knits, and what does the name Ogfra mean to you? Oh my God. This is a very special story. So what inspired the birth of Ogfra Knits? So the birth of Ogfra Knits was inspired by my need of extra cash. So I usually say this, I didn't just sit and say, let me start a business. No. When I was in campus, when I just finished high school, I finished high school in 2014 December or November, yeah. And then in 2015 February, I lost my dad, and I am a girl, a daddy's girl. Like sometimes I usually just sit and wonder, where would I be if my dad was still alive? Because I was the apple of that man's eye. Trust you me. Even my dad's friends used to tell me, or usually tell me, Aki, that man loved you. Hey, everywhere we were, like seated as friends, he used to talk about my daughter this, my daughter that, my daughter this, my daughter that. And experiencing loss is different for everyone. I can't speak for anyone else who has lost someone, but experiencing loss to me was really weird. At first, I was in denial, because I was like, what? Like, what? So, what would life be without my dad? Now that I was so used to him there, that it was just weird, and I just took that and put it aside and was just living with the like flow. So when we lost our dad, life became just difficult. I don't know why this happens in African families, but maybe because a lot of families don't talk about savings, and maybe a lot of families don't consider educating their children about money, and also maybe a lot of families don't consider emergency funds and stuff like that. Because let me tell you, when we lost our dad, the money disappeared. Let me tell you, if I were to say that week, Africans, you know this, the week when you lose someone, usually that person will be buried like after 3 weeks, especially in the Western and the Nyanza region. So I'm Luo. My mom is a Teso, so I'm a hybrid. I'm half caste Luo Teso. So our people are not buried like after a week. They are buried after like a whole 3 weeks, because we need to plan this, plan this. People need to travel to from where to come for the burial. Da, 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 da. You need to plan for the casket. It's a lot of issues. So it takes a long time. So if I tell you this is how bad the financial situation was before his death, I was working at a pharmacy and I was being paid 5,000 per month. 3,000 of the 5,000 is fare to and fro. If I tell you my sandals were torn at the bottom, like I used to walk, let's just say I walked barefoot because the back bottom of my feet of my sandals were torn. So I would literally step on the hot, scorching ground, guys. No sob story, guys. It's actually funny when I think about it now, but where life. That's why I usually say, by the way, nowadays when I experience any hardships, it's nothing, because at that young age, you're still a teenager, but you're experiencing a lot of hardships. Mpaka unashanga, is there anything worse than this? So nowadays, even if I am having any issues, I usually say, oh, you think you're surprising me? You're not surprising me, yeah? And I usually think of it positively, because I know if I was able to go through that and I'm here, then that means this is definitely nothing, yeah? So the money I was paid is what we used to use during this three weeks, or just before like the fundraising started being done. And so tents were put, fundraising imekuwa set up, so people have to come and fundraise, and these people are not gonna come fundraise and munawaangalia tu. You have to serve them tea. Some come and sit there, sleep there, they expect to have dinner, and it's just crazy. So that's how bad things were. My mom is mourning, and you can't start asking mom, we don't have this and this, we need money for this. My brother was already in university in Nairobi, so we needed to give him time to come home and all. So I was just there. Everyone is asking me tufanye. Everyone is asking me hakuna hii. Where is the salt? Where is the nini? I'm like, I'm just but a baby, a child. Why are you doing this? Yeah, so life was tough. And then when I joined campus, life even became tougher, because now my bro went into parallel, and parallel is very expensive, yeah? So most of my mom's money was going to pay for his fees. Me, on the other hand, I got the government sponsorship, but still the government sponsorship will cost quite some amount. It was affordable, but it cost some amount. I remember, I think I used to pay 35,000 per year, but then that 35,000, I asked for HELB. HELB is a student loan, which you're supposed to pay back, by the way. It's not free. So HELB is a student loan that you ask for. If you get good grades, the government can sponsor you. So I used to be given 45,000. So out of the whole year, I used to be given 45,000. I paid 35,000 for the fees. I remain with 10,000. So for the whole year, 10,000 was not enough, because there were other things, like there was I think hostel. You had to pay hostel. Hostel was 6,500 per semester. So if we have 2 semesters in a year, it means even the 10,000 that has remained is not enough for both hostels. So that's why I started the Ogranit business, because I needed money. Not that I was just entrepreneurial and I wanted to, no, I needed money, and I actually needed it immediately. So that's how Ogranit was born, and I started making beanie. I made a beanie and posted it on IG, and a classmate of mine bought it. That's how Ogranit was born. I'll put a picture here. Actually, I was looking through my old photos and I found that first beanie, and I was like, wow. Without that beanie, I don't think Ogranit would have been here. So I'll put a picture here. So that's how Ogranit started. And then what does the name Ogra mean? So My dad was a very entrepreneurial person and he had a lot of businesses. He ran a lot of businesses, from hair care from Uganda, from milk being distributed to our schools. Like, actually, at some point, he used to be the distributor of milk in my high school. From eggs, from yani, he did a lot of things. Yeah. So he had a stationery shop and he called it Ogfra Promotions. Ogfra is the short form of his name, which is Ogola Francis Ogfra. Yeah. So after he passed on, it was a way to just, take on his legacy and, not allow disappearance of your father's name at potato evil. So at least my dad lives in my businesses. All the businesses that I have are called Ogfra, apart from Mwendo, which is a business that I started recently. Guys, if you have not bought sandals from Mwendo, what are you waiting for? Yeah, perfect for holidays and all. If you just want to look chic and comfortable and you want to look classy, Mwendo is your place, is the place to be. Yeah. So I just wanted to, keep the name alive. So that is why all my businesses are called Ogfra. Yeah. So next question, which creation or collection are you most proud of and why? Gosh. Oh my gosh, I have many collections, but the one that really stood out to me, especially in the situation or circumstances that it was made, is the yellow collection. The yellow collection, even from the name, automatically the collection is all yellow. And this collection was created in 2020 during coronavirus, when there was a close down, a lockdown. Corona happened when I was at home. I remember 2020 in March, we had just lost our auntie. Rest in peace, auntie. We had just lost our auntie, and we were going home for the funeral. So after the funeral, now the lockdown happened. The lockdown now happened. Everyone was like, "You're not going back anywhere." Nini, nini. I stayed home for 8 whole months. Let me have a sip of coffee. 8 whole months, guys. Niko kwetu. I'm just so I was at home for 8 whole months, and this period was very, it's very tough or difficult to be at home. You have nothing to do, nini nini. So I got yarn. I sent for yarn, and the only yarn that was available was yellow yarn. I think it was Robin. Yeah, yellow yarn, and the thin one, the very thin one. And that's what was available. So I bought a lot of packs of it because I knew Nico home, I have nothing to do. So I have to, make myself, comfortable. So I started creating things and I was like, where I come from, the weather is a bit hot, like it's a bit hot. So I was like, with crochet, what can I make so that I'm a bit breathable? I think that's why I also like this kind of design, because it's a bit breathable. Cause I'm originally from a summery place. So I usually like to make things that are wearable throughout, not only winter wear, because there's only few who live in the very winter places. So yeah, I usually try to design things that are practical in especially Kenya and Africa as a whole. So I came up with a lace pattern and I started creating outfits. Now in the yellow collection, you'll find the romantic two-piece. I'll put the pictures. You'll find jazz. You'll find the duo colored rectangular top. You'll find princess. You'll find the yellow cardi, the yellow sweater. Yeah, like I just came up with a lot of things, and it's crazy how even with the limitation of color, yellow, I really came up with very different pieces, like very in terms of character wise. Like there was a skirt, there was a two-piece set, there was a top, there was a sweater. Like it was just crazy. There was a kimono. It was quite interesting and I really enjoyed the whole, vibe, and it actually, grew into something very beautiful. I should redo the yellow collection and put it on my website. Yeah. So yeah, that's my collection that I'm most proud of, and that's the reason, because the season was a season where people were going into depression, people were really struggling in terms of finances, work. And I'm really grateful to God that it happened when I was at home, and home is comfortable. Let me tell you something. If you don't have an up country, I don't know, but up country is a place where you just chill. And even if you don't have money to like practically buy food, you have mbogas growing on the farm, like you have fruits on the trees and stuff like that. So I don't know, but home is a sanctuary. It's a beautiful home. And shout out to my mom for really creating a home for us, because if we didn't have that, I don't know where I would be right now. Because it's a place, when even in Nairobi, when things get tough and you're just like, you need a place to just relax and think about life and just think about how things are going, I just go home and I chill for a few days, and then I come back refreshed and ready to work and continue, living and enjoying life. So yeah. Number 5, how has hosting Stitch Talk with Oprah changed the way you see the creative and handmade community? Oh my God. Stitch Talk with Oprah has made me realize that actually, by the way, there's a lot that comes in, or there's a lot that creators experience in the handmade industry as a whole. Like, we may look at it like, but it's actually a lot, and that's what hosting Stitch Talk with Oprah has made me realize. Now, you might wonder, how did you learn that yet you've not hosted any guest or anyone like that? So before you host or you start a podcast, you need to do a lot of research in terms of the topics you want to talk about and the things you want to chat about. Even if it's a freestyle podcast, still there needs to be some level of research. And let me tell you, the research has really opened my mind to, wow, the challenges handmakers face. Yeah, creatives, and how they have to be the everything in their business from the beginning. Like, you have to be everything. You have to be your own editor, you have to be your own filmer, you have to be your own camera person, you have to be your own micer, you have to ensure everything is set, like no one else is there to do it for you. It's quite a lot, but hosting Stitch Talk with Oprah has really made me have more respect for creatives and hand makers, because it's really something that a lot of people overlook. People look at creative businesses or handmaking as a hobby, yet it's actually not just a hobby. It's a real work, and you have to be engrossed in it for you to succeed in it. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I have learned about the handmade community. And I've also learned that people are actually willing to speak about what they are going through and how their progress has been. I've experienced that in the comments. I've experienced that in people DMing me, telling me, can you talk about this specific topic? Which I'm gonna be replying to in season 2. Yeah, I've got a lot of feedback on, oh, can you talk about this? Can you talk about this? Can you talk about this? And I'm very happy that, crafters and creators are openly suggesting topics that they'd want me to cover. So I've really learned a lot on also which things they would want to learn more, or things they would want me to shed light on here. So another thing, question 6. What's one lesson you've learned through building Oprah Knits that you'll carry with you forever? Oh my God. Oh my God. Believe in yourself, trust the process, and show up. Guys, let me tell you something. Believing in yourself is something very important, and people see and people notice courage and confidence. Like confidence really gives you jobs that you never thought you'd get. Yeah. So personally, that is a lesson I have learned. Like believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, you're gonna be confident and you're gonna like be very vocal about what you do. Yeah. I am very, I know you cannot tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, or I don't know what I'm doing, because I'm confident I believe in myself and I believe in what I'm trying to create in Ogranit and in every other thing that I do. So whenever I'm called upon to speak about what I do, I am very, straightforward and articulate, and I know the aim, I know the vision, I know the mission. And when I'm trying to pitch my idea to people or I'm trying to get clients, they I will, yeah, that's the lesson I've learned. Believe in yourself. Once you as a creator believes in yourself, imagine the rest will come to be. Because even the times you're experiencing challenges, you'll still believe in yourself and you'll believe that you can get out of that situation. So yeah, that's something that I have learned through building Ofra Needs. And I'll definitely carry forever. Yeah. Number 7, what has been the biggest challenge in your creative journey and how did you overcome it? Challenge in my creative journey. Let me see. Challenge in my creative journey. I think the challenge that has been there is number 1, resources. And I came to learn that sometimes it's not resources that you lack. It's the drive maybe, and also the knowledge, or knowing that okay, you don't need resources for this specific thing. Before you reach there, you can start here. Yeah. So I think when I was starting, ignorance was the challenge I had. Ignorance was the challenge I had when I was starting. But with time, I've been able to curb that by doing a lot of research and interacting with different creators, and also knowing how people are succeeding in their businesses, even if it's not in the hand making industry, the crafting industry. Yeah. And also pushing yourself to be pushing yourself to, there are some things that you think are not for you, or you think you won't be able to excel in. Yeah, just daring to do stuff that are like way out of your league, as I'd say. Yeah. Ni kama when a guy is catering a girl and the friends tell him that that girl is out of your league, but the guy dares to go and say hi anyway, and eventually the guy bags the girl. Like that's the thing with entrepreneurship. That's how I look at, business. Like I usually dare to ask for things in places that I know very well is like up there, but eventually somehow God just does his thing and makes things happen. So yeah, that has been the biggest challenge. Ignorance. Yeah, ignorance. Aki boy, if you're a crafter, please read, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos of people in your area. You sometimes you laugh at yourself and be like, Aki, see, I would have started doing ABC and D 10 years ago. So it's important to be very, aware of what is happening around, how you can sell, how you can sell your stuff and vitu kama hizo. Like ignorance is very bad. Yeah. So question number 8, if Ogranits were a person, what kind of personality would it have? Definitely an extrovert. Definitely an extroverted person. If Ogranits was a person, an extrovert, classy, chic, elegant woman, seasoned woman in like her 30s. So if Ogranits was a person, Ogranits would be me. But the only difference Ogranits and me should be more laid back, and that kind of person who will just watch and see you guys do what you guys are doing, then should stand up and just blow your minds. Yeah, I feel like Ogranits would be more settled down, because Oprenit gives me, elegant vibes. Oprenit gives me, I hear what you're talking about, but I disagree with it, but I'm not going to talk about it now. I'll just show you how I disagree with it in other ways, in practical ways. Like, I don't know, but I feel like Oprenit would be a very tall, dark, beautiful, glowing woman who never leaves the house without red bottom heels that are like 5 inches and above. Yeah, because I feel like Oprenit over time has really grown into a very beautiful kind of brand that even myself, I'm surprised by. Yeah. And yeah, I'm so proud to have been the one who created Oprenits and ran it for this far. And I'm looking forward to the next years because I know Oprenits is going to outlive me. Yeah, that's the plan. Oprenits is gonna outlive me. So number 9, what advice would you give to anyone who wants to turn their craft or hobby into a thriving business? I would advise you to just start telling people around you that you are, doing this as a business, and start, the process of changing how they look at it. It was a hobby, now it's a business. Start small, open several social media accounts, open an IG and TikTok account, start showing people what you do, showcase your pieces, stuff like that. Pole pole too. I think in episode 1, is it episode 1? I talked a bit about how to start. So head on there and see how you can start. Question number 10, last but not least, what's next for you and Okra Knits? What should your audience look forward to after Stitch Talk? So what's next for Okra Knits? I think the next thing I want to do is expand in terms of especially my teaching, and also be available internationally, especially when people want to buy stuff. I want to scale in such a way that you can make an order and you can get it in a week. You understand? So that will happen with me having people working with me, and having systems set in such a way that, yeah, you can actually, produce handmade stuff in bulk. Yeah. I'm also heading towards Ogfranits, being able to teach multiple people at the same time. Ogfranits being able to provide, supplies. Ogfranits being able to, do more than just what I'm doing right now or what we're doing right now. So yeah, that's next for Ogfranits. Growth, and expansion. What should my audience look forward to after Stitch Talk? Stitch Talk is not ending. Definitely, you need to look forward to season 2 and many more seasons to come, because this is just but the beginning, honey. This is just but the beginning, and we're gonna make a lot of memories, and a lot of conversations are gonna be had in this same platform. And you guys are not ready for what we have planned for you. So stay tuned, stay hooked, stay needled, stay encouraged, and keep knitting and crocheting. Keep talking about your business, keep talking about your work. And Stitch Talk is gonna come back for season 2, bigger, better, classier, bougier, prettier, chicer. I don't know whether there's a word like that, but yeah. So I'm so happy, guys. That was the end of this episode. Thank you so much for all the questions. Thank you so much for all the interactions. Season 1 is over. Hey, hey, hey. Guys, you don't know how happy I am, because when I was telling myself in the beginning of the season that we're gonna have 10 seasons in every 10 episodes in every season, I was just laughing at myself. I was telling myself, madam, utawezana. But tumewezana. This is episode 10 dropping, and yes, see you in season 2. And we've agreed season 2 only drops once we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So go to YouTube and start doing the thing. Start tapping. Start tapping. Yes, start tapping. Bye.